Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is arguably one of the most popular pieces of literature ever written. I mean, well, right behind the Bible 2, the Odyssey, I don't know. But this book has been referenced and used and inspired in countless other books, movies, TV shows, and it seems like if you take a step back, everything is Frankenstein. Now what I plan on doing is taking a handful of movies and TV shows and seeing how it ties back to Frankenstein. Well, more specifically, the themes of Frankenstein. So with that out of the way, let's start with our first deep dive. This movie's fantastic. It follows Arthur Fleck, a man suffering from mental illness and society rejecting him because of that, which builds up to him killing a dude on TV and causing a revolution and violence and yeah. Already we can see many similarities. People treat him different because of how he acts.
Not demanding, I'm asking nicely. As a kind civilian that also knows how to manipulate cops.
And people rightfully get weirded out by him and go out of their way to not engage with them, and when they do, it's in a form of mockery. There's a scene in the movie where a couple businessmen go out of their way to bully him on the train, which ultimately ends with Arthur killing them and starting a big investigation on who killed the Wayne's businessmen. Seems familiar. One of this movie's biggest themes is classism and value. If Arthur were to die, nobody would care, but if these high official businessmen die, well, there's going to be a weight of importance. Kind of like how in Frankenstein, there's gravity on the people in which the creature kills, but if the creature were to be killed, people wouldn't really care. I mean, in fact, they'd probably celebrate. And this is a really good job with the themes of what it means to be human.
Why is everybody so upset about these guys? If it was me dying on the sidewalk, you'd walk right over me. I pass you every day and you don't notice me. But these guys, what, because Thomas Wayne went and cried about them on TV?
This constant rejection and hatred builds and builds inside of him until he snaps and shoots the dude live on TV. And he sits there smiling. Not because he's rubbing his hands together like a mustache-twirling villain, but because he's now seen. Kind of like what happens in Frankenstein. I am malicious because I am miserable. Am I not shunned and hated by all mankind? If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear. Gotham City is Victor, making men like Arthur, only to flee from its creation until something bad inevitably happens. It is a fantastic film that when you take the mask off, you realize, it was old man Frankenstein the whole time! And then Warner Bros. Just made the same movie again, but worse. Invincible is a superhero show that I believe is a more twisted version of Frankenstein. Nolan, or Omni-Man, makes life in the form of his son, Mark. He has sex! And his goal is to mold Mark and make him a person who can help complete his mission. Both Frankenstein and Invincible have the creation break free from their father-like creator to become more human than monster. Both Victor and Omni-Man are cowards, which I know is a weird thing to say considering that Omni-Man...
Maybe this time you'll learn.
But they both have the inability to accept what they have done. Victor runs away from his problems. When Omni-Man fails to make his son become someone who he wants to be, he kind of kicks his ass. Both react in their own selfish and cowardly ways, refusing to see the humanity in their creations, and being stuck in their own preconceived ways. And in the end, they both seek to destroy what they created, after a long stretch of their slow decline of humanity they have left. The difference between the two is that Victor lost all his humanity. He holds back no restraint. But when Omni-Man gets the chance to kill his son once and for all, well, that part of humanity grows back and he doesn't let himself do it. Despite not being human, Omni-Man finally understands what it means to be one. So... Omni-Man is better than Victor. F*** you, Victor, you f***ing The themes start immediately with the fascination of playing God. While Victor wants to reanimate a dead body, these scientists want to thaw out an alien. This one heavily ties into the themes of what it means to be human. When the creature was out on his own, he was able to communicate and have normal conversations with the blind man, showing his humanity, and the man couldn't tell. Meanwhile, Victor's tweaking out and becoming more like what one would imagine the creature to act like. Which, I mean, I think we can cut him a little bit of slack. I mean, literally everybody he loved died. But the Thing also uses this idea excellently. The alien could disguise itself as a regular human, making everyone there distrustful. Can you really tell who's an alien and who's not if you can't see that visibly? If it acts human, does that make it human? Seems very similar to something I just said. John Hammond tries to play God by bringing dinosaurs to life, but when he's unable to control it, the dinosaurs hurt people.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
That quote can basically summarize Victor. The dinosaurs aren't evil, they show the lack of the thought that the scientists had, blinded by greed, and they have no idea how to stop what they created, so they just flee, or try to flee. I mean, most of them died, but the real consequences of them playing God
is that they're gonna these movies out long after I'm dead.
We've discovered that there's a third island.
We're waiting every night to finally.
Five Nights at Freddy's, why not? Okay, William Afton tries to play a god and go on murderous sprees and stuffing their bodies into animatronic suits that he and his partner own. But when the children's souls come to life, William shows his cowardice, runs away from them, unable to face what he's done, and in doing so, he kind of just... And then he rots away in that suit for 30 years, then burns in a building, then comes back, and then gets lit on fire again. It's basically Victor's story, but if he was snorting crack and murdering children. Okay, I'm done. So in conclusion, Frankenstein is a fantastic story whose themes have inspired countless amounts of work, and now I'll never be able to watch anything the same way ever again. Thanks, Chase!